Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Bull City Hangout 327. I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham Skywriter. That's Durham's online community paper. I invite you to check it out at durhamskywriter.com. Now, with Bull City Hangout, I tell you what's happening today and tomorrow in Durham, and then I invite you to click on that link on the Facebook side and then join me on camera, shoot the breeze, share information, etc. So I want to start out with just a quick announcement. In my circle of friends, the super old school Durhamites, because my mom is from Durham, the news is probably circulating that Martha Vivian Thorpe's house has burned. But the news is, despite that, she's okay. So I know a lot of people are really worried. They know that she doesn't get around very well. She is in her 90s after all. So Martha Vivian Thorpe is fine. Okay, so I've been up since like 4. Anyway, whatever. Let me just go on to Hangout. And those of you who know and care about her, just get in contact with me or her daughter and everything. You know, we'll take it from there. Okay, so let's see. I am on the Word page, and that is the government and nonprofit information page. So let's see what's going on. The Durham City Council has approved $1 million to be awarded to nonprofits and community organizations, which can get up to $50,000 each, depending on the project, depending on the budget, etc., the budget of the organization, that is. So if your nonprofit or community organization wants to get some of this funding, again, up to $50,000, and let me tell you what it's all about. So this is for community groups and nonprofits that directly serve their neighbors that have been adversely affected by the pandemic, by COVID-19. So the pandemic has revealed issues that have been existing already, but it's uncovered issues contributing to racial, economic, and social injustices. So if your nonprofit or community organization has a project to work toward fixing that, or healing that, or working around that, then the application period ends on Wednesday. That's the deadline for getting your application in. So you might want to meet with your group, organization, your nonprofit, and see if you can get something together. So what's going to happen is that this is going to be voted on by the people of Durham. So you would get in your application, and then we will vote on it in May in terms of who will get this money. So check this out, read about it on the Word page, and then get in your bid. I'd love to hear from organizations that are bidding for this. Oh, Beverly Mahone is here. Okay, Bev, I will get with you in this right after the weather report. That's when I will bring you on. So let me also tell you that the city of Durham has their version of an eviction diversion program. So sign up if you need to. Also, there's a water hardship fund. Let's see. Let's see where it is. Where is it? The water hardship fund. There it is. So you can get up to $240 worth of assistance if you need it. Also, the county has programs. The county, let's see. They have their own version of, let's see. First, let me tell you about the LEAP program, the Low Income Energy Assistance Program. Now, you only have until Wednesday to sign up for this, and this helps you with your heating bill. We've had a great winter, but still, if you've had to pay for heating and it's difficult for you, sign up because you're Wednesday. Don't let them send this money back because they've had to do that in the past. Also, the county has their own version of an eviction diversion program. It's called HOPE, Housing Opportunity and Prevention of Evictions Program. So sign up for that if you need it. If you need help, don't be ashamed. Get that help. Also, the fire department is hiring. Let me see if I can scroll back up and find that. And you only have until Wednesday to apply for that. So the Durham Fire Department, they're hiring. The starting salary is a bit over $34K, and additional pay for those, with advanced education, associate's degree, college degree, etc. Also, additional payment if you're fluent in Spanish and or sign language. So read all about that and get in that application by when. And by the way, you get paid during training. Just saying. Okay. Oh, yeah. Two more things. Go Durham and Go Triangle both want you to know that they have shared rides available to take you to and from your your vaccination appointment, excuse me, your COVID-19 vaccination appointment. So you do have to call 24 hours in advance, but read about that on the Word page. And then it's tax time. I hate to mention it. I'm just saying it is tax time. And RSVP, Retired and Senior Volunteer Pro, they've been helping us with the VITA tax prep service for people making under $55,000 to get their 1040s together. So even though we have an extra month until May 15th to get in our taxes, unfortunately, the program cannot be expanded. So go ahead and contact them for help. You can do it yourself. They can't accept drop-offs anymore. You can have the 100% online experience, or you can do it yourself with their help. So again, read about that on the Word. Okay, I need some water. I've been up since like 4, so I'm a little. Okay, let's go to the health page. It's called To Your Health. Let's see now. Of course, I have the updates for COVID-19 for the vaccines and the tests. Now, starting April 7th, all adults can get vaccinated. So that's really, really good news. I do have phone numbers. I have links for you to get on different lists and to find out where you can get the vaccine. So, and let's see where OptumServe is today. They've been contracted by the state to administer free COVID-19 tests. So today's Saturday, that they are at the Department of Public Health. That's Durham County, that's downtown. And that is noon until 7 on Saturdays, noon until 7 also on Sundays. Drive-through available. Also, they're at El Centro Hispano on Saturdays, noon until 6, drive-through available. And if you're working, even if you're not working, but if you are working out here in the streets, why not get tested every week? It's free, so why not? Go ahead and get tested. Okay, let's go to the sports page. Sport and Life. The Durham Senior Games are on. Durham Parks and Recreations, Durham Senior Games and Silver Arts Showcase. That means sports, that means golf, that means table tennis, basketball, shooting, etc. Silver Arts is writing, dance, music, crafts, traditional arts. So read about that on the sports page and also on the senior page. It's only $14 to register. And of course, you do have to pay extra for golf because that's just the way it goes with golf. Now, let's see what else is on the sports page. Durham softball, they just started last week. They play in Pineywood, Pineywood Park. That's a cute name. And that's on Wood Lake Drive. Admission is free. So if you can't figure out what to do, you want to get out of the house. Not everything's open just yet. Why not watch some softball tomorrow? That is if it rains. So again, that starts on noon tomorrow, free admission. Also, Lake Mickey and Little River, they're open Fridays through Mondays at 6:30 a.m. through 6 p.m. They're using the lottery system, so you have to put in your bid. Then they let the winners know by text whether you can visit Lake Mickey or Little River the next day. So read all about that and the details, etc. on the sports page. And last but not least, we're going to the Let's Go page, the calendar of events page, and the South Durham Farmers Market. They're open until noon. South on Highway 55 in the Greenwood Commons Shopping Center. Okay, and then there's a free yoga session run by Midtown Yoga that just started actually, and they are at U Hill, Durham. If you happen to be in the area, just drop by real quick because it ends at 11. Take your own mat. And then the Durham Farmers Market, they're open from 10 until noon on Saturdays, at least until next month, which is in a couple of weeks. And let's see, a couple of weeks, that's next week. Man, time flies. Anyway, they're in Durham Central Park. Also, the Durham Craft Market, they're back in Durham Central Park. Their hours are also 10 until noon. Now, Horizon, I remember Horizon being in Northgate. They must have moved because they're having a year-round marketplace on Saturdays from 10 until 6 on Guest Road. So I think they moved out of Northgate. It seems that I might be wrong. The address is 3119 Guest Road, and that is the address of Northgate Mall, although they are right off of Guest Road. So I'm going to look into that. But anyway, they're having a pop-up market, and they're being very careful in terms of social distancing. And if you want to vend, then you are able to contact them and see what you can do about that. Read about that again on the Let's Go page. I'm going to look into this and see exactly where they are. I get the sense that they moved. Okay. Now, the Makers Society, this is new to me, MAKRS. The Makers Pop-Up Market is in Durham Central Park. This is going to be tomorrow from 11 until 3. This is something new. They're going to have 30 plus local artists and makers. They'll be displaying and selling their work. Also, food trucks will be there. So check it out. If you want to vend, you can't vend just yet. You have to apply. But there is a fee. So read about that on the Let's Go page. Okay. Also tomorrow, I have not read this name in a while. John Shelp. How about that? He's still doing it. The street historian, John Shelp, he's leading his annual neighborhood walk. It's going to be virtual. His community is going to be tomorrow at 4. Now, find out the answers to these questions. Now, these are very excellent questions. Where was Durham's Wall Street? What's a pinhooker? That's a good question. Why is Walltown called Walltown? Where was the West Durham Airport? I didn't know it was an airport. Okay. Why wasn't Cameron Indoor Stadium built on 9th Street? So he's going to answer all of those questions tomorrow. Free event on Zoom starting at 4. Okay, I think that's it, right? Let's see. Let me see. Yes, that is it. I'll give you the weather report real quick. It is 63. It's both foggy and cloudy. It's going up to 73. It's going to be cloudy, and it looks like we might get some thunderstorms this afternoon around 3-ish. Tomorrow is going to be 79 beautiful degrees, but we might get thunder tomorrow as well. So is it? See what's up with Beverly Mahone. I think she's got something in the works, so let's see. Beverly, what's new?
Hey, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. You look like you're night and bushy tailed, so to speak.
Well, I was supposed to have a writing tutoring session this morning, but the student did not show up. So hey, you know what? It's their paper. That's all I can say. It's now. But anyway, so since she didn't show up, and I saw that you were online, I said, "Oh, let me go over here and see what's going on in Durham today."
I appreciate it. Yeah, a lot.
There's a lot going on, and I guess I'm a little leery about opening up so quickly and everybody really ready to jump back into business as usual, because I don't think we'll ever be business as usual anymore, and I don't want to be business as usual. I don't want to be.
Really?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
That's what got us in this mess. I mean, being business as usual and being so haphazard about, everything. So, no, I don't. Okay. But that's just me.
I'm ready to get back to life, more or less. Oh, wait. A shout out to McDougal Terrace. Boom. That's my new shirt. There you go. That's my
Durham. Okay, I like that shirt.
The Durham Skywriter celebrates various communities through T-shirts. But so anyway, I don't know if you heard the beginning of the show, but my play her house burned this morning, and I was telling the old school Durhamites who know Martha Vivian Thorpe that she is okay. She's fine. She's in her 90s and doesn't sound very well. She's okay.
Okay, yeah. I don't know who she is, but wow, I don't like to hear about tragedy of anybody. So she's a retired school teacher, and I learned because my aunt was a retired school teacher. I know you're not from Durham, Beverly. Right.
Oh, school teachers are like celebrities. At least my aunt was. Every time I took her somewhere, people would stop. Oh my God, Miss Perry. Oh my, yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I had to make the announcement that
Okay.
RCP is okay, because these teachers, at least these old school teachers, they're like rock stars in Durham.
Wow. Well, they probably should be. I mean,
Yeah.
because I believe that they taught at a time when, things were pretty tough. And if you look at that population who were educated by those teachers, they've gone on to do wonderful things. So, yeah, I guess they could be rock stars.
But you know what, Beverly? It's not just, I just remember when my grandmother died. Now, my grandmother, we're talking about Chicago now. She worked for the Chicago schools, but she wasn't a teacher. Back in her day, they had playground instructors. They just didn't,
Right.
like nowadays, they just let the kids out. It was recess, woo, and the kids just run outside and play. But back in in the olden days, they supervised recess even.
Right.
The kids just didn't run out and woo. But yeah, so my grandmother, so anyway, so she was well known by the kids. So when she died, a lot of people came to her funeral. And then lo and behold, Mrs. Stratton showed, everybody knew Mrs. Stratton. Mrs. Stratton was one of those old school teachers. I mean, those old school black teachers, because everything's segregated in Chicago. So, so the stars, the teachers, were well known in the black community. So when Mrs. Stratton showed up to the funeral, everybody ran over to her. And I'm like, hello, funeral. My grandmother is like lying there, and everybody's like, Mrs. Stratton, Mrs. Stratton. I wanted to run over there. But I was, like,
okay. Well, you know what's interesting? It's interesting. You talk about, segregation. And so we both grew up, I guess, in the same time period, just in different parts of the country. I had one black teacher during my elementary school years, and she was my math teacher. And so I think about that, and, everybody talks about how they put these teachers on a pedestal. And I did. I have teachers in my elementary school years that I just admired, but they weren't black because I didn't have many. I only had one, and Ms. Bayless was very tough. She was extremely tough, and I hated math. So it would be ironic that I would have a black math teacher in a subject I didn't like. So that made me not like her.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't like the teacher? You blamed her for math?
I blamed her for my failing math. Well, I didn't fail math, but I got C's in math, and I blamed her for it. Yes.
Now, I grew up in a real interesting time on the south side of Chicago. Now, we moved when I was 2.5, I guess, to Chatham. From Woodlawn is now a low-income area, but then it was where, not all of us, but many of us lived. And when they opened up the city, when they stopped redlining, that kind of segregated people by income. Chatham became middle-class black area, one of the middle-class black areas. Woodlawn, unfortunately, became low-income area. Everybody left because Woodlawn was like mostly apartments, and everybody wanted a house to bring up their kids with a house, the backyard, and all that sort of thing. So that's how I grew up in Chatham. So the weird thing about it was that it wasn't safe to go to school in Chatham because the white people hadn't moved out yet, and they really hated that we moved in, and they were like death threats and that kind of stuff. So they sent us to another neighborhood for the first years of our education. So I didn't have black teachers starting out either. So when it was safe to go to school in Chatham, we had a few black teachers in elementary because all the whites hadn't left yet. But by the time we were in junior high school, then our teachers were mostly black. But those were interesting times, though. Really.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll never forget Ms. Rosen. I was really fascinated. She was at Neal, the elementary school. So I was we were all new to elementary school because we were black. So it was, we were, yeah. I remember Mrs. Rosen. I had seen hatred before, and I was staring at her. She just fascinated me because she was like seething, like having a breakdown. And she took a chair and she flung it across the hallway because she was so angry that there were black kids. And I had never experienced like this or hatred or anger. And so I remember just staring at her in fascination. Wondering, she's lost her mind. You know, it was interesting.
She probably had. Well, you know, Mrs. Rosen, yeah. Have you ever gone back or reached out to any of your old teachers, you know, just to see how they were doing? And
I hate that I haven't. Chicago is such a huge city. And it's not like Durham. Durham fascinates me because everyone I know who grew up here went to Hillside, except a few. A few went to what's it called? Little River, because some people, I think if you live north of Dowd, you went to Little River. Okay, if you were black.
Okay.
So all the black folks I know, they all went to Hillside and they all have the same wonderful memories. Whereas in Chicago, I mean, there are 3 kids in my family. We all went to different high schools, and we all grew up in the same house. You know, so that feeling that the Durhamites have of like home and your home school and your community, it's not necessarily, at least not in the high school level necessarily. You do tend to your neighborhood elementary school.
Right.
But yeah. So
I agree with that. I think the same thing for my high school too. And even my high school, I was just kind of venturing off in a different direction, but I think the same thing for HBCUs versus PWIs, because I went to a PWI and I just felt like I was just one in a large number, even though the black population was really small. But when I started working at NCCU, I saw how tight knit it was. I saw how everybody knew each other. I saw how the camaraderie, and that is not something that I experienced at OU. And the thing of it is that I don't know if you saw, I posted Ohio University. Yeah, not Ohio State. Ohio U in Athens. University. Yes.
Okay. There's an Athens in Ohio?
There is. So yes. So I had, so just to give you an example of just how they're really out of touch with black folks that graduated there. I was a member of the forensics team, which is speech and debate. And I was one of the more successful ones. I mean, I won tournaments. I was qualified for nationals. I won some national tournaments. Do you know that not once in 40 years did they ever recognize my accomplishments? Not one time. And then I happened to read a post from our alumni group, and they were looking for judges. And I said, well, okay, I'm qualified. I'm a judge. Why can't I be a judge? So I private messaged the person who was running the tournament. And so she said, oh, well, you know what? You just kind of fell off our radar. You're really not active in the group, but we would love to have you, blah, 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 blah. So 40 years later, I judged my very first tournament. Wow. And 40 years later, the radio station I used to work at recognized me and did this really very nice article. But it took 40 years. And I'm thinking, all of these things I've done in my career, and you're just now acknowledging it, but you only acknowledged it because I raised it as an issue.
Interesting. I guess they were like, oh, we forgot.
Well, they forgot a lot of us. As a matter of fact, just one thing. Vanessa Bell Calloway, she is an actress. She is the one, the only best way I can. Did you ever watch the soap operas? Well, no. Okay. You did see Coming to America, right? The first one.
Not yet.
Oh, you never saw the first Coming to America? The very first.
I don't sit still well.
Okay. Okay, well, I don't even know how to describe her, but anyway, okay. Anyway, Vanessa is an accomplished actress, okay?
Okay.
And she is an Ohio University graduate. I haven't seen one honor that they have done for her, and I see the newsletters and I get the books every month. Haven't seen one honor. However, the woman who plays Bart Simpson in The Simpsons, who was also one of my partners on the forensics team. She went to, and they just give her all kinds of accolades. Every year she gets some kind of award from OU. So, yeah, it's very blatant.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, very blatant.
That's actually sad. Now, so you notice the closeness of everyone at NCU, but I wish you could see other schools as well, because I felt, now I went to Talladega College, and college my folks went, actually when my folks met. My sister went to Fifth, and my niece did too. I felt that the NCCU campus was really different, because it could be modern times, because everybody has, at least when I first moved here, the iPod out there and whatnot. Maybe they're all plugged in. I don't know. But at Talladega and Fisk and the other black schools that I visited in the South, everybody, whenever you walk by someone, you always said hello. And I started saying hello to people on campus at NCCU when I arrived here. Nobody ever said hello, or they just, I had never seen a black campus where people didn't speak. And it could be just a different, I don't know, maybe it's more urban. I don't know. Of course, Nashville's a bigger city than Durham, but I don't know. And I'm not throwing any shade at NCCU. So I was just surprised that the warmth, because everybody's like, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Even nowadays, when Cookie goes back, my sister goes back to Fisk, people still, they say, hey. They say hi. You can't walk past a person and not say hello.
Now, that's interesting. I have never been to, my daughter graduated from A&T. So, okay. I've been up there a few times, but I think that my experience is based on the fact that I did come from a PWI. So even if Central has some flaws, I wouldn't recognize them because, yeah, it was even worse there. So, nobody was walking down the street, hey, how you doing? Unless they, we were both black. Yeah. But so you're probably right. You're probably right.
It's a different vibe. It's a different vibe. I don't know what it is, because I've asked people, I said, what's with the kids not speaking? Okay, and they're like, I don't know, it's just, I don't know what it was like back in the day. Because my granddad taught at Central for a while, but that was back in the
Do you think maybe it's because more students back then were local, and they kind of spilled from a hillside into an NCCU versus now kids are from everywhere now. They're like,
but at Talladega, it was rare. I remember Homer, you can tell by the name, he was country. I think Homer was from Talladega, and there might have been a couple kids from Talladega. We were all from everywhere, and a lot of us were from the north. And yet we learned. I didn't know how to speak to people, being from Chicago. I had to learn. I was like, oh, hi, hello. What's going on?
Right. That's right.
I don't know these people.
That's right. And that is the experience I think every person who comes from another part of the country gets when they come to the South. Because when I first moved here, I lived in New Bern with my ex-husband. And I was sitting on the porch one day and people were driving by and waving. And I was thinking, I don't know these people. Who are these people? Why are they waving at me? Because Mr. Bryant and his sons were the only ones in that house. There was no woman there. So who are they waving at? And then my ex said, oh, that's because that's how they do it here. And I didn't
let me tell you a hilarious story. So Talladega, as you can imagine, is a very small town. And when you want to go to the store, everybody walks down Battle Street. That is, I think I heard that Battle Street, but anyway, it was Battle Street back then. the main street. That's how you get down. I should say downtown. Bless their heart. But anyway, so when we would walk by people's homes, they would wave and say, they would no. Okay, so the first few times I walked down the street, they would like be looking at me, and I would be like, "What are you looking at? Am I okay?" So I was like, "Why are they looking at me?" So one day I was walking down. I said, "Let me do something." I was walking down the street, and they were staring at me again, and I was like, "Hi, how you doing?" So they're waiting for me to speak.
Oh,
because
okay.
I was taught. I remember being a little kid. When you enter a room, you're the guest. You speak. You never walk into a room and expect other people to speak to you. You speak
exactly.
first. And so that's why they're looking at me. They're waiting for me to speak. So I gave this little tentative, "How you doing?" Hi. I was like, "Oh." And then from there, "Hey, how you doing? Hey, how the neighbor?" I was speaking to everybody after that. And I loved it. It's just, I had to learn, though. I had to learn it.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it's funny.
It was hilarious.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess I'm supposed to get ready for my next session, and hopefully this student will show up. So I'm gonna go prepare for that. But 3 o'clock today, we are going to be doing another call as a part of the series on racism in America, and I'm so glad you're participating on StreamYard.
Okay. Now I need to ask you this.
Yes.
You have been saying that you're restricted to 6, but I was watching a StreamYard show. It really is 10 for all levels. It is 10.
Yes, it is 10 for all others, and I did
all
upgrade.
levels. Oh, you did?
Oh, really?
Yeah. It used to be 6, but now it's 10.
Oh, I didn't know that. I did upgrade though because I wanted to add some other features.
Oh, okay.
See, you talked me right into it. It's too bad you can't get a bonus for it because
I can.
You can?
I actually can, but I forget how to do it because I think I've had 3 people sign up. But yeah, I'm supposed to be able to get some kind of a bonus or some kind. I forget what to do. I mean, I might ask them.
You should. I will definitely say that it's because of you.
Because I think 3 people signed up to me, but yeah, I'm just happy to have you join the family.
It's different, and now I got to figure out because I'm still doing Zoom too, and most of the people that I interview have been a part of Zoom. So when I tell them StreamYard, they're like, "Oh, I never heard of that," and then I got to go through and try to explain it. But I think I might, or you should do a tutorial on how to use StreamYard.
There's so many out there. You mean for Durhamites or because there's a million?
Just in general.
I could. If I did it, it would be for Durhamites though, because there's so many tutorials out there. And StreamYard has been bought by Hopin, which is an events organization, online events app or platform. So StreamYard just keeps improving. I mean, every couple of weeks there's a new feature. So if for anyone putting out a tutorial, it's going to be out of date in the next couple of weeks because they keep improving it. They're really putting their money where their mouths are. I mean, they just added the feature where now, as you've already seen, because you've seen my intro and my outro, and of course the introduction before you came on, I played a little Let's Hang Out ditty. They just added where you can, let's see, you're not uploading a video, but you can share a video on the stream without actually uploading it. So in other words, if you have a video, a YouTube video that you want to share, you can actually upload the YouTube video and show it during your show, because you used to be restricted to something, whenever you upload, you're always to a certain number of megabytes, or we'll call it.
Right.
But now you can show entire movies forever on StreamYard.
Oh, wow.
But it won't
really?
it won't be embedded in the live stream. So it's a real clever way for you to share videos and movies and stuff during your show. It's really clever.
Well, I'm going to, I finally uploaded my theme music, so I'm going to see how that works out
I can't
today.
wait. Okay.
I know, it'll be interesting to see, but I just wanted to thank you for just leading me to StreamYard because I had not heard of it. So anyway,
Awesome.
All right, I do have to run so I can go check on this student and see if they're going to show up. It's that kind of a Saturday.
It'll be great.
Yes, it will be. Thank you, Pat.
Sure.
See ya. Bye.
Awesome. Always fun to hang out with Beth. Okay, I'm going to actually go take a nap. I've been up since like 4 in the morning and I'm a little tired. I think maybe I'll have a pancake first and then take a quick nap. So it is, let me see if it's still 63. And then I'll let you go because it is Saturday. I know you want to do stuff. So it is currently, it's still 63. It looks like, let me see. Yeah, it's 63. It's still foggy. It's going up to 73. It's going to be cloudy. And it looks like, let me check. So the thunderstorms, looks like we're going to get thunderstorms around 3. Okay. And it's going to go up to 72 now. Okay. And then tomorrow it's going to be 79 with thunderstorms. Let's see. 60% chance of rain tomorrow. And it looks like the thunderstorms are going to start tomorrow, early tomorrow morning, it looks like. Wait, let me see if I got that right. Let me see. Let's see. Yeah, looks like early tomorrow morning, 60% chance of thunderstorms tomorrow. So with that, you have a beautiful weekend, and then I will see you Monday at noon. Ciao for now.